Hello, my friends. Today, you're about to discover how a simple app, just 15 seconds long, changed the way we tell stories, listen to music, learn new things, and connect with the world. This is the unbelievable story of TikTok, how it started, how it grew, and how it's now rewriting the future of entertainment, education, and human connection. So grab your headphones, slow down, and listen carefully. Because this story might just change how you see the internet forever. And remember, stay with me until the very end. You won't believe what's coming. Part 1. The birth of TikTok, how it all started. It's hard to believe now, but just a few years ago, almost no one outside China had ever heard of TikTok. Today, it's one of the most popular apps in the world. But how did this begin? To understand TikTok's rise, we have to go back to 2012. In China, a young tech entrepreneur named Zhang Yiming founded a company called ByteDance. At the time, ByteDance was not focused on dancing videos or music. It was focused on news. Its first big product was Toutiao, a news app that used AI to recommend articles to readers based on their interests. The app became very successful in China, and ByteDance began to grow fast. But Zhang had a bigger dream. He didn't just want to make news apps. He wanted ByteDance to build a global platform, something that people around the world would use. And to do that, he turned his attention to a growing trend: short videos. In 2014 and 2015, apps like Vine and Musical.ly were becoming popular with teenagers. People loved making short, funny, or musical videos and sharing them online. Zhang saw this and realized it was a big opportunity. In 2016, ByteDance launched a new app in China called Douyin. Douyin means shaking sound in Chinese, and the app was designed to let users create 15-second videos with music and filters. It became a hit, especially with young people. But there was a problem. Douyin was only available in China, and ByteDance wanted to go global. So in 2017, they created a version of Douyin for the international market. They gave it a new name: TikTok. At first, TikTok had some users in places like Southeast Asia, but it was still small compared to big platforms like Instagram or YouTube. So ByteDance made a big move. They decided to buy another short video app that was already popular in the US and Europe. That app was Musical.ly. Musical.ly was started by two Chinese entrepreneurs, but it became a big success in America, especially among teenagers. It allowed users to lip-sync to songs, dance, and perform in short videos. By 2017, it had over 100 million users. ByteDance paid around $1 billion to buy Musical.ly. Then, in August 2018, they merged Musical.ly into TikTok. Just like that, TikTok had a massive global audience. Millions of users from Musical.ly were moved over to the TikTok platform. It was a risky move, but it worked. TikTok started to grow fast. What made TikTok different from other apps? One reason was its For You page. Instead of showing posts from friends or people you follow, TikTok used AI to recommend videos that you might like, even from strangers. So if a video was interesting, funny, or emotional, it could go viral, even if the person who posted it had 0 followers. This gave everyone a chance to be seen. Another reason for TikTok's success was its creative tools. It was easy to add music, filters, text, slow motion, or effects. Even people who were not professional editors could make cool videos. It felt fun, fast, and personal. And of course, music was at the heart of TikTok. Users danced to popular songs, lip-synced, or made comedy skits. Songs that were unknown became hits just because they went viral on TikTok. By 2019, TikTok had spread across Asia, Europe, the US, and Latin America. People were not just watching videos, they were making them too. It became more than an app. It became a global culture. But with great success came challenges. Some people criticized TikTok for being addictive. Others worried about how it collected user data. And governments began to ask questions about its connection to China. But in those early years, the focus was still mostly on its fast rise. In just 3 years, TikTok went from an unknown app to one of the most downloaded in the world. It was changing how people use the internet. Not just young people, but creators, businesses, and even schools started using TikTok. All this happened because of one idea. That short videos, powered by music and creativity, could connect people in a new way. Zhang Yiming's dream of building a global platform was becoming real. TikTok had arrived, and the world would never scroll the same way again. In the next part, we'll explore how TikTok became a cultural phenomenon, how it influenced trends, music, and even politics around the world. Part 2, TikTok. Takes over, trends, music, and memes that changed the world. After TikTok absorbed musical DALL-E in 2018, something amazing began to happen. The app wasn't just growing, it was exploding. At first, it was teenagers dancing in their bedrooms, lip-syncing to popular songs. But soon, TikTok became much more than that. It turned into a global stage for comedy, fashion, education, activism, and even business. So, how did this app go from fun dancing videos to something that could shape culture across the world? Let's break it down. One of TikTok's biggest powers is how fast it spreads trends. Before TikTok, trends took days, even weeks to go viral. But on TikTok, a simple dance, a funny sound, or a phrase can go global in hours. Remember the Renegade dance? It started with a teenage girl from Atlanta named Jalaiah Harmon. She made up some dance moves to a song called Lottery. She posted it online, quietly. But then other users copied the dance on TikTok. Soon, millions were doing it, from high schoolers to celebrities. Even Charli D'Amelio, TikTok's first major superstar, did the dance. And suddenly, Renegade was everywhere. Not just on TikTok, but on TV, on talk shows, even at basketball games. That's the power of a TikTok trend. But TikTok didn't just create viral dances. It made ordinary people into stars. Charli D'Amelio went from a regular teen to having over 100 million followers. She danced in her room, smiled, and kept it simple. But her videos felt real, relatable, and full of energy. That's what TikTok rewards. Not perfection, but personality. And then there was music. TikTok became one of the most powerful tools in the music industry. Old songs came back to life, like Dreams by Fleetwood Mac, a song from the 1970s that went viral in 2020. Why? Because a man named Nathan Apodaca recorded himself skateboarding, drinking cranberry juice, and singing along to the song. It was peaceful, cool, and totally natural. The video blew up, and the song went back to the top of the charts. Artists realized if their song went viral on TikTok, it could become a global hit, and record labels started watching TikTok closely. Sometimes, they even asked artists to make songs with catchy parts, just for TikTok. 15 seconds of magic could now make or break a song. But TikTok wasn't just music and dancing. It also became a home for memes, comedy, and creativity. People use funny sounds, filters, or duets to react and remix each other's content. You didn't have to be famous, or rich, or have fancy equipment. All you needed was a phone, an idea, and the courage to post. And then came education. Surprisingly, TikTok became a place where people learned things. There were short videos about math tricks, history lessons, English phrases, health tips. Doctors, teachers, lawyers, and scientists joined the platform. They explained complex things in simple ways, in 60 seconds or less. Suddenly, learning was not boring. It was fun, fast, and full of personality. This helped TikTok grow beyond teenagers. Parents, professionals, and older users started joining. Even businesses and brands wanted in. They saw that TikTok was where the attention was. Some brands created their own accounts, showing behind-the-scenes videos or funny product demos. Others worked with influencers to promote their items in creative ways. It wasn't traditional ads. It was authentic content, and it worked. Many small businesses said that TikTok helped them go viral and make more sales in 1 week or than they had in months. But TikTok wasn't just fun and games. It also became a platform for social movements and awareness. In 2020, during the global protests about racial justice, many users used TikTok to speak out. They shared personal stories, educated others, and organized online actions. Young people realized they could use TikTok not just to entertain, but to make a difference. This gave TikTok a new kind of power. It wasn't just shaping internet culture. It was influencing real-life conversations and change. Even politics was affected. In the U.S., during the 2020 election, politicians started using TikTok to reach young voters. Some tried to explain their ideas in simple videos. Others just wanted to look cool. But it showed how much TikTok had grown. From a music app to a major force in global culture. But why did all this happen so fast? One reason is the TikTok algorithm. The app learns what you like quickly. If you watch cat videos, it shows more cats. If you skip cooking videos, it hides them. The more you use it, the more it understands your tastes. This makes the app feel like it was made just for you. Another reason is the short format. Because videos are so quick, you can watch many in a short time, and this makes TikTok very addictive, but also very powerful. So by 2020, TikTok had become a cultural giant. It created trends, revived songs, started conversations, and launched careers. It was no longer just an app. It was a global stage, and everyone had a chance to perform. But with so much power came new challenges. In the next part, we'll talk about the growing controversies around TikTok and how governments around the world began asking big questions. Is TikTok safe? Who controls it? And what happens when a fun app becomes a political storm? Part 3. Controversies and Global Concerns. Is TikTok safe? As TikTok became more and more popular, it started to attract attention from more than just teenagers and creators. Governments, security experts, and lawmakers began watching TikTok very closely. Why? Because behind the fun videos, behind the dances and trends, was a much bigger question. Who owns TikTok? And what are they doing with all that data? TikTok is owned by a company called ByteDance. ByteDance is based in China, and this made some countries nervous, especially the United States. Let's go back to 2020. That year, TikTok was one of the most downloaded apps in the world. Millions of Americans were using it every day. But at the same time, relations between the US and China were becoming tense. There were trade disputes, tech conflicts, and concerns about spying and cybersecurity. Some US officials began to worry. They believed TikTok might be collecting personal data from users and maybe sharing that data with the Chinese government. TikTok said again and again that it does not share data with China. The company also said that its servers were located outside of China and that it stores US user data in the US and Singapore. But the fear didn't go away. In fact, it grew. In 2020, the US government under President Trump made a big move. It announced that TikTok was a national security threat. The government said TikTok must either be sold to an American company or be banned completely from the US. That was serious. People were shocked. Creators were scared they might lose their platform, and TikTok was suddenly in the middle of a global political storm. At the same time, another Chinese app, WeChat, also came under pressure. The US wasn't the only country that had concerns. India, which had a huge number of TikTok users, decided to ban TikTok completely. They said the app threatened national security and user privacy. Just like that, millions of users in India lost access to TikTok overnight. It was a powerful sign that TikTok's influence was so big, it had become a tool of politics and international conflict. ByteDance tried to calm the situation. They made big promises to protect data. They talked about building transparency centers in the US, places where people could come and see how the app works. They also worked on a deal to partner with American companies like Oracle and Walmart, but things kept changing. The US government went from trying to ban TikTok to negotiating with it. Then came a new president, Joe Biden, and the situation became less aggressive. But the questions didn't go away. Even today, in many countries, TikTok is under investigation. There are questions like, how much data does TikTok collect? Who can access that data? Can the Chinese government force ByteDance to share it? What kind of content is being shown? And what is being hidden? These are not simple questions. TikTok says it follows local laws and that it's committed to user safety and privacy. They have also made big changes, like launching TikTok for younger users, with extra controls for children, and creating time limits and screen warnings to help users manage their time. But critics say more is needed. They say TikTok is too powerful and too addictive, especially for young people. Many teachers and parents worry. They say TikTok shortens attention spans, makes kids focus on likes and views, and sometimes exposes them to dangerous challenges or misinformation. Let's talk about one example, the TikTok challenges. Some are fun, like dance challenges or cooking hacks, but others have been risky, like the milk crate challenge, where people tried to climb unstable milk crates and often fell hard Or worse, some challenges involve dangerous pranks or even harming oneself. TikTok has tried to remove harmful content quickly. They have a large moderation team, and they use AI to detect dangerous videos. But the internet moves fast, and sometimes it's too late. Another concern is mental health. Many creators, even the famous ones, talk about feeling pressure to always perform, to get likes, to get views, to stay popular. It can become a full-time job with a lot of stress. Also, TikTok's beauty filters and editing tools can create unrealistic standards. Some users start comparing themselves to others and feel insecure. This can lead to anxiety, depression, or low self-esteem. So, even though TikTok brings joy to millions, it can also cause harm if not used carefully. In some countries, TikTok has been banned from government phones. That means public workers cannot use the app on their official devices. It's a safety precaution, and it shows how seriously governments take the risks. So, is TikTok dangerous? The answer is not simple. For most users, it's just an app for fun, entertainment, and creativity. But for companies, governments, and privacy experts, it's something bigger. It's a new kind of media power, a platform that crosses borders, influences cultures, and touches billions of people. That's why there's so much debate. Because TikTok is not just a tech app anymore, it's a global force. In the next part, we'll explore how TikTok is shaping the future of creativity, business, and even human behavior. It's not just about what people do on TikTok, it's about how TikTok is changing the way we think, learn, and connect. Let's keep going. Part 4. The New Creative Generation. How TikTok is shaping our future. TikTok has done something very special. It has changed the way people create, the way people learn, and even the way people dream. In the past, if you wanted to become famous, you needed a record label, a big TV show, or a movie deal. Now, you just need a phone, an idea, and a few seconds of video. Let's look at how TikTok is creating a new kind of generation, a creative generation. For starters, TikTok has made people think in short form, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute. It's not about long videos anymore. It's about grabbing attention fast and delivering your message clearly. This has made people better at storytelling, even if they don't realize it. In just a few seconds, people learn how to hook their audience, explain something, and end with a punch. That's powerful. And it's not just for fun. Businesses now use this skill to sell products. Teachers use it to explain lessons. Activists use it to spread ideas. In fact, many young people now see TikTok as a real career path. It's not just about dancing or being funny. It's about building a brand. Some users teach languages, others cook, some share tech reviews, others talk about psychology. The topics are endless, and the audience is global. That's another big change. Before TikTok, many people were stuck in local communities. Now, someone in Morocco can share their passion with someone in Brazil, Japan, or Canada. It's truly borderless. TikTok has also changed the idea of perfection. On other platforms, you might need a perfect photo, perfect lighting, and fancy editing. On TikTok, raw is real. People want to see honesty, humor, mistakes. A video of someone sharing a bad day can go just as viral as a professional ad. This has made people feel more comfortable being themselves, and that has helped build stronger online communities. People with similar problems or passions find each other. They create support groups. They lift each other up. They collaborate. So TikTok is not just about performance. It's about belonging. Let's talk about education again. TikTok is creating new ways of learning. Micro-learning is the new trend. Instead of sitting through 1-hour lectures, people learn in 30-second chunks. And surprisingly, it works. People remember short lessons better, especially when they are fun, visual, and emotional. Even traditional schools are paying attention. Some teachers use TikTok-style videos in class. Some students use TikTok to study. It's fast, creative, and modern. It speaks the language of this generation. Even job interviews are changing. Some companies now ask for a TikTok-style video instead of a resume. Why? Because they want to see personality. They want to see confidence, communication, and creativity. All in under a minute. This shift is big. It means soft skills are becoming more important than ever. It's not just about what you know, it's about how you share it. And TikTok teaches that. Of course, not everything is perfect. With so much focus on being online, some people feel burnout. They feel pressure to always post, always grow, always perform. That's why balance is important. Many creators take breaks or learn to set limits. TikTok has even started adding reminders to take breaks, to drink water, to go outside. It's a small step, but it matters because the creative generation is not just about producing content. It's about staying healthy and mentally strong. Another big thing TikTok is shaping is language. The way people talk online has changed. TikTok trends create new words, new phrases, new humor. Sometimes these phrases even enter real-life conversations. A funny sound or line from TikTok can become a global joke. It's like creating a new digital culture, one video at a time. Also, TikTok is making people more visually literate. That means people are better at understanding videos, images, and design. They learn what colors catch attention, what sounds grab the ear, and how to edit with emotion. Even kids are learning these skills early. That's a creative superpower. So, what does all this mean? It means we are living in a time when creativity is currency. People can build careers, movements, and communities using short videos. TikTok didn't invent creativity, but it made it available to more people than ever before. It gave the next generation tools to be seen, heard, and valued. It turned everyday people into creators, teachers, leaders, and storytellers. This is the new creative generation, and the story is still being written. In the final part, we'll explore where TikTok is going next and what it all means for the future of technology, culture, and human connection. Part 5, The Future of TikTok. Can it keep changing the world? TikTok has already changed the way we use the internet, the way we tell stories, the way we learn, the way we connect. But the big question now is, can TikTok stay on top? Let's start by talking about competition. TikTok was the first app to make short videos super popular, but now everybody is copying. Instagram has Reels, YouTube has Shorts, even Snapchat and Facebook added short video tools. That means TikTok has to keep improving. It has to stay fresh, stay creative, stay one step ahead. So, what is TikTok doing to stay strong? One big move is longer videos. At first, TikTok was all about 15 seconds, then 60 seconds, then 3 minutes. Now, some videos are 10 minutes long. That's a big change. It means TikTok is no longer just a quick entertainment app. It's trying to become a place for deep content too, like cooking recipes, full tutorials, or even short films. This is smart because it can attract more types of creators. Another move is TikTok Shop. TikTok is becoming a place to buy and sell things. Creators can link products in their videos. Viewers can buy with just a few clicks. It's called social commerce, and in some countries, like Indonesia, the UK, and the US, it's growing fast. Now, people are not just watching videos. They're shopping at the same time. This turns TikTok into a full business platform. And for many small businesses, it's already working. They show their products, people see the story behind them, and sales go up. But TikTok is not just thinking about business. It's also focusing on education. They launched something called And Learn on TikTok. It's a space for learning videos, like science facts, language tips, job skills, and health info. This shows that TikTok wants to be taken seriously, not just as a fun app, but as a tool for growth. However, the road ahead is not easy. One big challenge is regulation. Governments are watching TikTok very closely. As we discussed in Part 3, many countries are worried about privacy, security, and the influence of the algorithm. For example, some lawmakers ask, why is this video shown to one user but not to another? What information does the algorithm use to decide? Is it fair? Is it safe? TikTok is trying to be more transparent. It promises to explain how the algorithm works. It says it wants to protect users, especially children. But trust is not easy to build, especially in a world where data is power. And TikTok has a lot of it. Another challenge is mental health. Some experts say TikTok can cause short attention spans, addictive scrolling, pressure to look perfect, and even anxiety or sadness in teens. TikTok is aware of this. That's why it added screen time reminders, break suggestions, and tools for parents to manage their kids' usage. But the problem is bigger than just features. It's about how people use the app and how the app is designed to keep you watching. So, the future of TikTok will depend on balance. Can it grow while staying healthy for users? Can it entertain without causing harm? That's a key question. Let's talk about another area, music and discovery. TikTok is now one of the most powerful music platforms in the world. Many new songs become hits because of TikTok. A short dance, a sound trend, a funny video can make a song go viral. That's why artists now release songs with TikTok in mind. They think about hooks, beats, and lyrics that can be used in videos. In fact, some record labels now plan their entire marketing around TikTok. That gives TikTok huge power. It can launch careers or make songs famous in just hours. This is exciting, but also risky, because sometimes the music becomes viral, but the artist doesn't get credit, or the focus is more on the meme than the music itself. So, TikTok will need to build stronger partnerships with the music industry to stay fair and keep artists happy. Now let's think bigger. What if TikTok starts doing things like offering online degrees, running live events around the world, launching its own music label, or even building a metaverse? All of this is possible because TikTok already has the audience, the attention, the influence. But to grow, it needs one more thing: trust. People must trust the platform, trust how it uses data, trust how it supports creators, and trust that it helps, more than it harms. That will be the real challenge of the future. Still, one thing is clear. TikTok has already changed the world. It gave voice to millions. It made storytelling faster. It brought cultures closer. It made people feel seen. And that is powerful. Where it goes next depends on how wisely it uses that power, because the future of TikTok is not just about technology. It's about people. People like you, like the creators, the learners, the dreamers, and the ones who just love to watch something beautiful. Even if it's just 15 seconds. So keep creating, keep learning, and keep being part of the story. Because with TikTok, you are the story. And that is the story of TikTok. From short videos to global impact, from trends to transformation, TikTok didn't just change the app world. It changed us. And maybe the next story that changes the world will come from you. We're not just learning English. We're learning the world, one story at a time. Until next time, keep listening, keep growing, and keep flowing.